Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It is Hitter750 coming back with our daily plugin video, and today we're going to be doing like top 5, top 7 factions plugins. This is going to be the same as yesterday's. They are in no like one's better than the other order. They're just like listing down, and where it ends up is where it ends up. Of course, the links to all the plugins will be linked down below in the description. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. I think one or two of them are paid plugins, and I'm just saying, like, don't go out and skid them because they are pretty good plugins, and you should definitely support the developers on them. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. Alright guys, so the first one we're going to be going into is the seventh one. It will be located down in the description. I can't remember if this is a paid plugin or not. It might be, but this plugin is called Supply Crates. This plugin is, as it pretty much says, is like an Envoy type of plugin, and it's pretty easily configurable, and you can have times on it, and it's an overall good plugin for your players. So I think the main command is supply crates, so it'll give you there's only very few commands, and you can only configure it through the config. But the first one, say we already edited the config, is you do supply crates edit. That will give you an emerald block. So every spot you place this emerald block is where a supply crate will place. So we'll put one right there. We'll put one. Alright, we'll just do it over here. And if you put them side by side, it makes a double chest, so you don't want them like that. So say you accidentally did do that, if you left click it, it breaks, it will automatically get rid of it. So every time you place one of these emerald blocks, there's a file in the config that writes it out. So it'd be like, at these chords there will be a supply crate. So at -52, 68, 343, spawn a supply crate. So say that we put our supply crates or whatever, our envoys, where we want them to be. We do supply crates edit again, and we can toss that out, and the emerald blocks go missing. So if we do supply crates again, we see supply crates start, stop, add item, chance, add an item, supply crates. You can add an item through the game, but it's honestly much easier if you do it through the config. So if we do supply crates time, this is configurable through the config. Right now it's by default set to every 30 minutes. So if we do supply crates start, it says a supply crate has started. There are a total of 9 crates. So right here we see there are 9 crates, and you can customize what particles there are in them. So in this one we get gear, and as I said, it's configurable. I don't think it can execute commands, but if you set it up properly with your crate key, you can make it the crate key that you have, or depending on whatever you want. But that is the supply crates plugin, and let's get on to the next one. Alright you guys, we're coming in with number 6 right now, which is the plugin called Install. This plugin is essentially like Gen Buckets, which it is Gen Buckets, but this one's called Install, and if we type in /install, it gives us the list of commands. So before I say this, in the config, yes, there is a way to set up a shop for this in-game, and say you have a GUI shop, you can just make sure it executes the command that install, give the player the type of gem bucket and the amount. So I'll just do this for the video. So I'll give myself cobblestone 64. So how this plugin works is you can either put it on top, bottom, side, or anywhere, as long as there's like space at the bottom. So I'll just get rid of this. So we have our cobblestone gen bucket, so we'll place one at the side, and this plugin automatically does the math. So it counts at the bottom right here. So say there's a 20 blocks, it'll only place 20 cobblestone. But as I said, you can do any block with this. So I also have brick gem buckets that I'll place right there. Brick doesn't work anymore, feels bad, man. I'll give myself 64 bedrock. Place them right there. And as I said, it does the math, and It'll make a bedrock wall, which is honestly pretty neat. You can also do sand walls and stuff like that. And this plugin is definitely, in my opinion, still in its newer phases, so there's still, a few kinks around it. But honestly, it's a pretty solid plugin for how long it's been out. And this is number 6, which will be down below in the description. Alright guys, so the next one, which is number 5, is the plugin called FBasics. This is a plugin that is going to be difficult for me to show off, but I can essentially just tell you what it is. So FBasics is, I'm sure most of you guys have played factions before. FBasics adds most of essential faction, as the plugin says, like basic faction needs. So the plugin adds /wild, its own /wild. You can also add a ender pearl cooldown to it. What else can we add to it? When, say you're PvPing somebody, right, and someone just runs out and takes loot, it has PvP loot protection. So when you kill somebody, you're the only one who can pick up the loot for, maybe like 15 seconds or 5 seconds. That's configurable. This also blocks a bunch of glitches that have been in the faction community. I think it was the, what's it called? The cactus glitch that with the 4 cactuses on the side, and I don't even remember how to do it, but all I know is, crashed economies and stuff like that. And this plugin is definitely an essential one. Even you may be like, it doesn't have much. It hooks up with factions, so anything that hooks up with factions and is useful is a pretty good plugin in my book. This is number 5 down below in the description. Just check it out. Alright guys, so the next plugin that we're going to be talking about is the plugin called Faction Fly. And as this plugin's name pretty much says, this plugin allows your players to fly in their faction claims, but there's also permissions where you can give them maybe where they can fly in, the war zone, safe zone, allied territory and stuff like that. But right now, so I'm in my faction claims, right? So if I type in /fly, it says factions fly on, right? So coming up here, that is the border line claim of the faction. So as soon as I pass it, it should launch me straight to the ground. And as soon as I leave it, it says factions fly, fly off. So if I try to do /fly, it says you can't fly here. But if I gave myself the permission to fly in, or you gave your players the permission to fly in the wilderness, they'd be able to fly. But as soon as I come back in, I type /fly and it turns it back on, and I can fly all over my claims. So this is the number 4, I believe, plugin, which will be down below in the description. And let's get on to the next one. Coming in at number 3 is the plugin called Factions Top. I know for a fact this plugin is indeed a premium plugin, so please don't go out and skid it. It is a pretty good plugin. And so I'm just going to get right into it. So this plugin is very easily configurable. You set the prices for nearly anything. It does not have chest support, but I think this version of the plugin I have is currently outdated. But, it still works and it still gets the job done. So right now, I'm looking at the config, and creepers are worth 100k, villager golems are 1 mil, and pigs are 10k. So if I do /I think 52 is just pig, right? Yeah, so if I'm in my claims, I'm gonna place some of these, and we'll also give ourselves some creepers. So if I just place a few of them, so if I do /spawner creeper, does that work? Yeah. So we're just going to change those creeper. I'm going to reload the server in the console just to save some time. But the plugin itself automatically refreshes itself every, 10-15 minutes. But I'm just doing reloading the server for the sake of time. So I'll come back when the ftop updates. Okay guys, we're coming back and the ftop updated. So if we do /ftop, it shows 728,000. Before I think it was 200,000. So as it shows that we have 22 pick spawners placed and we have 5 creepers. which by just looking at this is pretty accurate. I think if I scroll up past all this, so this is before, you know, we reloaded and updated it. It was 270,000 with 27 pigs. Not sure where we, oh yeah, because the 5 pigs over here, that's why. But as I said, this all added together an F-top value. It's pretty lightweight overall, very easily configurable. As I said, this is a premium plugin, so support the developer if you are interested in getting it. And this is the number. I keep losing track. This is the third one. So let's get into the next one. Coming in at the second, or well, number 2, is the plugin called Mob Stacker. This plugin automatically stacks any sort of mob in the server. So I'm going to use Blazes for an example. This plugin is configurable. You can disable and enable what type of mobs you want stacking. So I know for a fact Blazes are enabled. So this works for spawners. So say there was a spawn right here and 2 Blazes spawned, it would automatically stack these 2 Blazes together. And if I get a sword out and I start smacking it, it drops. So you can also have it with, if you kill one, the entire stack falls, I believe, but I think that would be slightly broken. And this plugin is also pretty lightweight, and there's pretty minimal commands. So if I do /mob stacker, we can toggle it, we can reload it, which is if you edit something in the config, and you can kill all, and that would remove all the stacks. But as I said, lightweight, easily configurable, and yeah. So this is the number 2 plugin, which will be down below in the description. Coming in at the last plugin that we're going to be showing off is 2 plugins actually, which is TNT Fill and TNT Craft. These plugins pretty much go hand in hand. That's why I'm putting them both together. But these plugins are both configurable. With regarding TNT Craft, you can give people the permission that they do not need sand to craft the TNT. So as of right now, I have the permission that I don't need sand to craft TNT. So say right here is our makeshift creeper grinder. So if we put all our gunpowder in here, for example, and open the chest, we have a chest full of gunpowder. So if we type in /TNT craft, it says you have crafted 460 TNT. But say if we had sand, that would probably be easily cut in half. So if we have our TNT that we just made from our OP creeper grinder, if we come over here to our cannon and we do /TNT fill, it's a TNT fill radius TNT versus dispenser. So if we do TNT fill 5, and we'll do, I think 10 will fit in all of them. No dispensers near your location. You actually have to get relatively close, so make sure you get like the entire cannon as well. But the radius is also in the TNT fill plugin. You can set the default radius, so by default it'll do 20. So it's like 20 blocks that way, 20 blocks that way, 20 blocks that way, 20 blocks that way. So if we look in the dispensers, there should be 10 right there, 20 up here because I double TNT filled up here, which was 5 blocks. But if we get a button, put it right here, right click, it should go accurate representation, and there we go. So that is the TNT Craft TNT Fill plugin. Both are relatively easily configurable. I think it's pretty much just plug and play with them, except the TNT Craft, because you know you can give maybe your donators the permission to craft TNT without sand, you know, just a little extra perk right there. But this will be the last one down in the description down below. I hope you guys enjoyed. Before I end this video, these plugins are working for me in 1.7 and 1.8 paper spigot. So of course, the links will be down below in the description. Comment, rate, subscribe, share this video with your friends and favorite. If you feel this video was useful, slap a like on it, slap a subscription. You guys know what it is, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.